race 3 and another 6 laps of action about to come your way. And the way the grid's been set up is the fastest laps from race 1. So it is Anthony Taylor on pole alongside him his teammate Henny Grunewald and Chop Sapuka. That's the top 4 as they head down into turn 1.
That's not the most important thing as well, Greg. We've got a rolling start on this as well, and we've got success ballast for the BMW. 70 kilograms is what Anthony Taylor is carrying. Melville Priest 50 kilograms, and Henny Grunewald carrying 35 is your top 3.
So looking back at Henny Grunewald at the moment with a little less ballast than what we've got in Melville Priest and Anthony Taylor's cars, but it didn't affect him in the first race. So is it going to affect them here in race 3? We'll have to wait and see as they head down towards sunset. Chop Sapuka already under pressure, and look at this, an amazing drive from Pinard. He's just got better and better during the day.
Yeah, I noticed that myself as well, and also a resurgence of Chop Sapuka's driving skill also coming to the fore. Anyway, getting back to the racing action, and we're still being led out by the BMW Anthony Taylor, and we're on board. Oh, look at this. We've got some action here.
Plenty of action. Going into Sunset Corner, you could see something was going to go wrong between the BMW and that Sassel Subaru, and it went wrong in a big way. Because right now it is a BMW that has turned around completely and off the circuit. And will he be able to recover? Up into Westbank. This is the leaders. It's Grunewald, and Chop Sapuka's up to second. So we've lost both of the BMs in that little fray. One had to take evasive action, and now has to come from the back of the field. It's going to be a hot 6 laps.
Yeah, I know. It's going to encourage also Richard Pinard as well, because I think he's starting to find some pace from this other Subaru. He's got to first get through Johan Ferrari, and that's no easy cakewalk as well. Nice driving skill here at the moment from Henny Grunewald, leading them out, and under pressure right now from 2 cars, and both of them being Audis.
Yeah, one engine extreme car of Chop Sapuka, the Indy Oil car there is Johan Ferrari. Michael Stephen is still in the mix. He's just behind, but he's got to get past Pinard first. So that little incident between the BM and the Subaru hasn't affected the Subaru that much. Fortunately, able to use that all-wheel drive system and drive around the spinning BMW.
And how surprising, it isn't going to be a clean sweep from BMW. Why? Because they ain't there.
Well, they're at the front end, because remember, Taylor has got to the front and got away. Grunewald is second. Now we've got Pinard up in the 4th, and Ferrari doesn't have an answer. He has to tap out of it and actually uses a little bit extra over the inside of the road and some grass and dirt to get onto the brakes. Here comes Michael Stephen. Stephen has a look up the inside. Ferrari was caught napping. He was watching Pinard and didn't see Stephen coming, and Michael Stephen says, thank you very much.
So Taylor still leading it out. BMW in the mix and bringing on some points. Henny Grunewald being chased down by Chop Sapuka. And there is Richard Pinard, and his name keeps surfacing. I still think we can expect a little bit more out of this car. He is driving well at the moment. Look at that. Michael Stephen having a bit of a problem. He's got Johan Ferrari in his rearview mirror, and then is Marco de Cunha in that 350Z Nissan, not on the pace at the moment.
Well, I've got a little bit of work to do there. The Q8 350Zs are possibly going to be 370s pretty soon too. You're seeing S4s come into the mix. The BMWs have got the pace, and Anthony Taylor is actually looking for a second victory here today. So there's a good possibility that Afrox BMW are going to be happy with the performance of their machines and the men in the machines. Right now, the performance at the front end, though, is between these two. And I can tell you there is nothing in it. There is a little meat in the Audi sandwich, and it's a Sassel Subaru, and not of Henny Grunewald, actually a Pinard. Pinard pulls out and looks to go past Chop Sapuka down the West Bank mine shaft, and does it like he was standing still.
Into the bowl. Where did he find that kind of power from? Chop Sapuka going to try and come back at him. There's no ways. All four-wheel drive of that Sassel Subaru is just amazing.
He got it all perfectly done, and that's just set him up nicely for a Sassel Subaru 2 and 3. They're not going to catch the Afrox BMW, but this is superb stuff. I mentioned it earlier. I was expecting to see Pinard on the podium. I didn't expect to see him in race 3, but there he is.
Okay, so the 2 Sassel Subarus continue their surge, and they're upwardly mobile, there's no doubt about it. But can they actually get in touch with Anthony Taylor? I don't think so. Right on the money. He set the fastest time all day. He is strong. The team package is really good. But I'll tell you what, we're in for a surprise, because Henny G has proved that he can win in this car. And Anthony Taylor gets the checkered flag. Henny Grunewald, it's 2 and 3 for Subaru. And then, of course, it's the engine extreme Audi of Chop Sapuka.
The success ballast had no effect whatsoever on the Afrox BMW, who's taken 2 victories with that extra weight. That's awesome stuff for Anthony Taylor. Grunewald finishes up behind him with Pinard, his teammate, Chop Sapuka and Michael Stevens making it teammates 4 and 5. And then Johan Ferrari in the 6th spot in the Indy Oil Audi ahead of Marco de Cunha. Melville Priest eventually recovering to 8th. So another draw for race number 4, and this time it's 8 cars that'll be inverted. So the entire grid is inverted, and they've gone with another rolling start.
4th race, and I tell you what, the action's going to come thick and fast at the moment. It's been a lot of pressure from a lot of these drivers at the moment. Everybody's looking to get an advantage here at the moment.
6 cars abreast into turn.
Oh,
there's
no!
6 cars don't go into turn 1.
No ways.
And you can see it has affected both the Afrox BMW, Chop Sapuka, and it looks like Johan Fourie was also involved there. There goes Fourie. He's managed to get through. Taylor is not going anywhere more than where he comes to a halt on the sideline. But at the front end, oh, problems for Melville Priest. Oh, no, the red flag's out. They've red flagged the race due to that incident. There you can see Chops' stranded Engine Extreme Audi. Anthony Taylor's car just a little bit further down the road. And the red flag means we will have a complete restart. But having a look at this, check this out. D'Cunha comes across. Taylor tries to miss him, goes into the side of Fourie, who then tags the faultless machine of the Engine Extreme Audi on the outside, and those 3 cars all involved in an incident that cost them dearly.
Yeah, it is. You know what? There's no fault here, I don't think. It is a racing incident, because I saw Chops get hard on the brakes. Telemetry would have actually proved that. The restart continues, and the BMWs surge to the front again.
Well, it's all done and dusted now, because Melville Priest won't have any competition heading down into turn 1, because we know D'Cunha is not on the same kind of pace as that BMW. So he's going to be the blocking man here for the Audis that possibly want to get through. That's going to allow Melville Priest to possibly disappear at the front end. Let's wait and see if he can keep it all together, though. Fourie's into third.
Also carrying some weight ballast as well, Melville Priest as well, but I reckon that won't affect him too much, because he's become accustomed to carrying that sort of weight throughout the last 3 sprint races. D'Cunha, as you mentioned, not on the pace. Fourie should actually charge past him, but then, of course, Fourie's got the 2 Subarus to watch out. Henry Grunewald and Richard Pinard have been sublime today.
They certainly have, as has Michael Stephen. They've got to get past Michael Stephen first before they can catch Johan Fourie. Fourie's battling at the moment to catch D'Cunha, so D'Cunha's team has done something in that 5-minute break to make sure that the car is on the pace that it needs to be, and it seems to be working right now.
Well, of course, the mechanics are only allowed to carry tools and whatever they need, spare parts. 2 mechanics per team on the grid at any given time. They can't pass stuff over the wall, and they get 5 minutes to work on the car and set up the grid. It becomes very, very interesting, and a new dynamic for Bridgestone production car racing.
Yeah, it certainly is a fantastic, innovative format for this year, and as they come out of West Bank Corner, we see Michael Stephen starting to put the pressure onto the back end now. It was originally coming from the Subaru, but the Subaru has been outdone. Michael Stephen sneaking through on Grunewald, and Grunewald now putting the pressure directly back on. So all-wheel drive and quattro just behind the 2 rear-wheel drive cars, and the rolling start format has definitely played into the hands of Melville Priest.
That it has. And in fact, I'm looking at Marco D'Cunha at the moment in that 350Z Nissan. If there was ever going to be a time to get a podium or some points, it's right now, Greg.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Keep it up and keep it all together. You've got to try and get onto the podium, salvage something out of the weekend. It hasn't gone all according to plan for the Tubular Tech and Q8 Oils Nissan team, but they definitely are salvaging something here with the possibility of a podium. Look at Grunewald. Oh, this is amazing stuff.
He was getting on the gas as well, and of course he's not being leaving. Oh my word! Stephen gets it all wrong. Gives Henny a nudge. Can he save it? Can Henny save it?
He does. All-wheel drive and quattro in the dirt. Fortunately, the 4-wheel drive mechanisms on both those cars have helped them out. It doesn't seem that Stephen's going to be able to get out. He's broken the right-hand front. Oh, that's a massive pity there for the Engine Extreme team. But Henny Grunewald, as you said, Steve, what a save. Well held, bud.
Wow, did you see that wheel? Unbelievable. So this opens up the door. Marco D'Cunha is coming under pressure from the lone Sassel Subaru. Richard Pinard is going, I've got you, my son. And here he goes. All that drive, he just blows away Marco D'Cunha. And just in the background, Fourie not on the pace again.
Well, we said that Pinard was going to be on the podium. He got there in race 3 in second place. He's now, third place, I beg your pardon. He's now moved to second. So D'Cunha has a chance of possibly salvaging something massive here. He can get onto the podium and finish right up there. They're not going to catch Melville Priest, not at the pace he's going at. Interesting format of racing, and it has proved to be one of the most exciting races of the day.
Well, it's created an element, a slight element of luck, and I always like that. It's like a gamble. Here comes our race winner. Melville Priest blows the competition away. Richard Pinard from the team Subaru, Sassel Subaru, gets a sterling second. And in the background,
Marco D'Cunha, an amazing drive. Well done, all 3 drivers. But congratulations to Afrox BMW. 3 out of the 4 go to them, and they're going to be happy with that performance, there's no doubt. Pinard in second, a superb effort from him, and a much improved drive from what we've seen. D'Cunha in third, Johan Fourie in fourth, Henny Grunewald in 5th place, just ahead of Michael Stephen, and unfortunately Chop Sapuka and Anthony Taylor out of race 4.
the 4th and final race. It was a brilliant display by Melville Priest. You managed to stay out of the trouble and another win, but more importantly, you bagged more points.
Yeah, you know, it's always nice starting from the front because the mayhem tends to happen behind you sometimes, and it clearly did in the 4th race. Red flagged, come slower, but I had a good start again when on the restart, and we went. I did 2 qualifying laps. That was my instruction. Got a nice 4-second gap, and then just kept it steady from there.
Class A championship points. Henry Groenewald top of the day, so 29 points in the bag for him. Melville Priest and Anthony Taylor, the 2 BMWs, only a point separating them, and 2 behind Groenewald.